Okay, today we have a little something special for you at My Detroit Hustle TV. You might have seen our guest on TV on NBC singing and playing his guitar. He was a contestant on season 23 of the NBC show The Voice, straight from South Carolina. It's my man Jamar Langley. How you doing, my brother?
OG, man, I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great, doing great. So, it says here that you from South Carolina. What part of South Carolina are you from?
I'm from Andrews, South Carolina.
Andrews.
Yeah, it's like close to like Myrtle Beach,
Okay.
South Carolina, Polly's Island. Not too far from the Low Country. So
Okay.
nice country town, man.
So it's more of a country town, not a big city.
Yeah, it's not a big city. We want to be, but it's really small, man. Probably about I'll say about 2,600 people in total live in Andrews.
Okay.
So it's very much community. Everybody knows everybody. Family oriented. Yeah, you can ride the streets on your bike
Okay.
downtown in about a minute or two, all that stuff.
Okay. Now it says that you are in Atlanta now. Is that
Yes, sir.
correct?
Yes,
And
sir.
what
I currently live in Atlanta.
and what made you move there?
I moved here in 2012 for music.
Okay.
I've been doing it ever since. Whether that's playing bass for like Bobby Valentino and Anthony Hamilton, playing in church services or just in the studio somewhere. It's been since 2012, man. Just came here and went for it.
Okay. Yeah, that was one of the questions I was going to ask you. Where are you like a background singer or background player? You in a band or you a solo act or all of the above? Huh?
Well, I started out pretty much in a band, but I still had aspirations of being an artist. I would do shows here and there, but it wasn't until I kind of got on stage with some people and play bass with some people is when I like really knew for sure, like, okay, yeah, I gotta go solo because yeah. So probably out of these 10, 11 years, I've been solo for about 8
Okay.
for sure. Yeah.
Okay. So what is it that attracted you to music? Like, are you just did you take lessons, or are you somebody that just picked up an instrument and just started learning on his own?
Honestly, man, shoot, the inspiration behind me playing was my dad. He was the first person I ever saw really play a guitar
Uh
before
huh.
music. I was probably 2, 3 years old. My mama sung to me all the time as a baby. I grew up with her singing. My brothers, they all sang and they played some sort of instrument to some extent. And I just carried on the legacy, man. And it was always there. It was always something that was in my family. So I just carried it on and kind of I was self-taught really more than anything. Never went to school for it or anything. Just kind of self-taught, and then as information grew on YouTube, and you get information here and there, music theory and
Hmm.
one with your vocals. I kind of just, man, I just went and studied, man.
Well,
Yeah.
you know how us black folks are. Am I correct to guess that you said you got a musical family and you learned from basically your family being as it was that based around the church?
Dude, come on, man. You already my first time performing in front of anybody. I was like 4 or 5 years old for the Sunbeam Choir. That was my first
Right.
time ever singing. So yeah, definitely, man. Church played a humongous part in my whole being, musically.
So how would you say that the move to Atlanta helped your career? I mean, I guess if you're coming from a small town to Atlanta, it probably amped things up quite a bit. But then you said 2012, Atlanta wasn't cranking then like it was not like it is now.
Right. So man, I had to kind of find some good relationships because when I first came down here, I was in a bad contract for about a year, but 3 years, man. So that
Okay.
was already I'd already tripped up right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody false promises, and I was like, oh shoot, okay, welcome to Atlanta for real. So this is
Right.
what we're doing. So and then through that, man, just being in and out of rooms, you would call. I would be called for like the local artists who were just okay. But then when the big artists come in there, it's like I don't get no call. I'm not in the room. And it's like I went through all of that from 2012 to about 2016. It wasn't until about 2016 when I met my guy, Jay Reed, the producer, is when I really started getting in rooms and getting in a position to where people would know that, oh, okay, he don't just have talent, he has a gift. Like he's
Right.
he has something special that's beyond.
Right.
Oh, yeah, man.
Get you some dope merchandise from the #1 website for helping independent artists, small businesses, and entrepreneurs, providing exposure, valuable information, and inspiration. MyDetroitHustle.com. To get yours, visit MyDetroitHustle.com and go to the merchandise page, or visit Etsy.com and search My Detroit Hustle to visit the My Detroit Hustle Etsy shop. What are you waiting for? Get your MyDetroitHustle.com merch today.
So when and why and what made you go from playing around the church and just doing it for fun? What made you take it seriously, like this is a career, I'm going to try to go for it?
I think when I realized that I had like the talent, like I really had like a true gift and a true ear to like for music, because I was already songwriting since about 12. So, I've already been astute in the songwriting area, but it wasn't until I realized that, oh man, like I really move people, like, when I sing or when I'm playing and singing, or, when I'm writing songs and kind of releasing and people are just enjoying it and appreciating it. Cause I'm like, it comes from my room to the internet and like people are like feeling it. So I'm like, I might just have something that I'm not honing in on. But I think it had a lot to do with just being young too at the time, being younger at the time, and just not really realizing it. But once it hit me, man, it made sense. But it was really just people, man, in general, just letting me know that I had the gift. And I bought into it and believed it, and lo and behold.
Okay. So when I saw you on the show, most of these videos that I saw, you had a guitar. Was that a lead or a bass?
That's a lead. That's
okay. Because I hear you talking about a bass, and I thought that was a lead. So how many instruments do you play?
I played 5. I play keys. That was my first instrument. Play lead, electric guitar, acoustic guitar, and bass guitar as well.
You don't play the drums?
I got a little drummer in me.
Okay.
And, I've met so many dope cats on drums. Just like, I don't really play like that.
Right.
You see but I mean, I do. I mean, I would be the last person you call to play drums. I mean, you have absolutely nobody left, and you call me and I get on set.
Okay, that goes back to what I said about being in the church. Everybody in the church plays the drums.
No, for real. That's like that's introduction to introduction to music, man.
Right.
Yeah, keeping the beat.
Okay, so you said most of your training was from just learning from family and friends and just inspiration. You moved on to watching things on video and learning more about it as far as theory and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, most of the performance that I saw you give were kind of slow and kind of blues influence. Am I accurate in that description?
Like, yeah, very soulful blues influence, man. Music I grew up on, and honestly, I paid tribute to my parents, man, because that's all. Everything I sung, from James Brown to Smokey to BB King, those are all songs I grew up on. My mom and dad loved, and I'm like, okay, I'm in this position. They're 70 and 77. They're about to see this on TV. I just want to pay some tribute to them by singing songs that I grew up, that I love, that maybe people forgot about.
Right.
Of course, I know all of your current stuff as well, but I just wanted to bring a different flavor, man, to the show and just sing what I grew up on, sing what I love.
Okay. Well, I got to say, when I checked out some of your music on streaming platforms, I was really feeling the song called Ride Out with the reworking of that One Way joint.
Oh,
It's not what I expected to hear from you, but I got to say it's funky. Now, what went into you putting that one together?
Just, again, man, experimenting, because I listen to so much music, man, and that's just one of my favorite songs, man. And it's like I've heard people do that sample before, but I'm like, what if I just get a little, just write a little something to it, write a few verses to it, and kind of just kind of make it vibe. It's Friday night and I'm come to me, like kind of give it like a little vibe. And man, it turned out so dope, man. And I still think that's one of my bigger undiscovered songs to this day. Like yeah,
that joint is funky.
Man, I appreciate that, man.
And see, I'm an old man, but that is past my, before my time. But what I found, I'm not a musician. I'm into sampling.
Yeah.
So I learned so much about music just from digging from samples, because you hear the little clip that you like, and then you decide to listen to the whole record. And then next thing you know, you're like, oh man, this is amazing.
Man, tell me about it. Like, for example, the Bee Gees one time.
Oh man.
More Than a Woman.
Oh man, I love the Bee Gees.
Sample this one part. Do you always be my baby? That little part. Everybody used to sample that little part right there.
Right.
So, and I was like, what is that? And so I kind of looked up the words, and then the Bee Gees, More Than a Woman, came up, and I'm like, oh shoot, this song is everything, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And see, what's so beautiful about that is I had the opportunity to learn about music before my time from samples, but then I'm sitting around listening to it, and now my 16-year-old is up in his room singing Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh man, come on! I love to hear that, man.
Yeah, people think he's a weirdo. He plays Earth, Wind, and Fire and Boosie Collins and all kind of stuff.
Yeah, man, he on the right path, man.
And he's not a musician at all.
That's so dope. Yeah, that's so dope. I always tell my son, man, hey, when I'm playing stuff in the car, man, listen closely to what I'm playing, because you'll be able to refer back to it. And he's 12, so I bet you'll be able to refer back to it when you're like 18 and in your 20s. And
right.
Oh shoot, I heard this before. Oh, who's that, man? Oh, the Bee Gees. Oh shoot, the OJs.
Right.
I say that all the time. Yeah, I know. I want you to be musically, even if you never go into music, man. Just just have it under your belt. Just know where it started from.
Right. And that proves that the narrative is false about the music that they are force feeding this generation. It's not, that's not the only thing that they like, because with what I've seen, and then these games where they have the old songs and the new songs, these kids like whatever they're exposed to. It's 10 I got 10 and 11-year-old nieces and nephews that love Michael Jackson and all that. You wasn't even alive when he was doing his thing.
Exactly.
So it's not that they only like this stuff. It's what they are forcing the children to listen to.
That's so true, man. Yeah.
The MyDetroitHustle.com podcast is available on all streaming platforms. To find us, just type MyDetroitHustle.com podcast in the search bar on your favorite streaming platform.
So when you was moving around in Atlanta, did you hook up with any significant artists or producers?
I did, man. I've been able to work with BT on Being Mary Jane.
Mm-hmm.
I've been able to work with Chris Brown, just being in Atlanta. I co-wrote and co-produced a song called Lost in Your Love.
Okay.
I work with T.I. and Tiny's daughter, Zanique. That's like a little sister to me. So her 2 singles before these recent ones, he co-wrote and co-produced those.
Okay.
And I've been in the studio with T.I., B.O.B. I've been in there with what's his name? Well, I kind of got in there with like Lil Boosie. I used to see Jack Harlow all the time. We did like a few things together, me and Jack Harlow, before he really like took off. Like it was cool to see him actually take off, just seeing him every week. And then now I see him on movies, and like he's that guy. It was dope. So man, I had the privilege of working with a lot of people, and then a lot of local artists as well. A lot of artists. Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. So tell me about the audition process for The Voice. How did you end up on that show?
Well, I didn't audition.
Okay.
Somebody actually wrote me on Instagram. One of the casting people
Uh-huh.
asked me, did I want to come audition? So that's how that whole process even started. And so connected with her, we exchanged emails. She emailed me some stuff. Then we got on the phone call. Next thing you know, I did this like screening, I guess, to see if I was fit for the voice or, through interview or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on a Zoom call with like about 115 people, man. And like it literally went like that. Next thing you know, I'm in LA, in Burbank, LA. Got bags, man. And by the time I got there, it was only about 85 of us. I think it was about a little over 80 of us left. So some people had already kind of never even made it to LA. So I'm like, oh, okay, so this is how they're doing it. So throughout the process, you got pre-production, man. And I've been shooting videos and doing music so long to the point where cameras, pre-production, interviews came more natural to me for most of the contestants,
Right.
Like that part was a breeze. It was long, but it was a long, breezy moment for me. And went through that, man. That was about 3 weeks. And this is prior to the actual like blind audition. This is a whole 2-3 weeks before you even get on stage.
Right.
You have the vocal production and vocal coaching, and then you have like several staging moments, several rehearsals to really get your sound right. And again, man, as I'm going through this, man, like I'm seeing people like legit get sent home. Like, I'm like, oh man, okay, so I'm gonna stay tight, man, and make sure that I'm super tight throughout this whole process, because apparently everybody's watching every little thing you do.
Right.
So, man, when it was finally time and I made it to the point to where it was time to audition, some people still didn't even audition, which is a whole nother other thing. So I was just happy my name was still called out of those people to even be end up being a top 40 contestant at first.
Mm-hmm.
So when the blind audition came, man, I was ready to go. It was a long process.
Right.
Process, but I was ready to go.
Okay. So when you went into to be on the show, what did you have in mind? What did you feel like you were going to accomplish by being on the show?
If anything, I was going to accomplish really showing my authentic self and showing skill and experience, stage presence, as I did, just everything that makes me me,
Mm-hmm.
That was my goal, man, and to create relationships with the people that were there, which also happened, and just really have a chance to even work with the coach whose team I was on. I had all of that in mind as I went there, and I was like, okay, all I need is for the chairs to turn around, and then we're gonna build from there. We're gonna keep going.
Yeah, that was actually going to be my next question. I kind of get it now that you explain who you work with, but from before I heard you, I'm sitting there and I see you with a guitar and you're singing this bluesy stuff, and I'm like, why did he choose Chance the Rapper to be his mentor? But it makes sense now.
Yeah. I play the long game, man. I play the long game because I understand that one thing about Chance, and nothing against the other coaches, they're dope. I mean, incredible. But Chance is still out here performing. Chance got festivals going on. Chance is still doing the music. And I'm like, okay, so I'm looking at my future like I need to be able to hook up with him, and when things get stirred up, I can do these festivals, by a call or email, and I could be reached out to perform on stage with him. I mean, because we have that type of connection. So that's the only reason I really chose Chance, and because he's a creative dude, man, and a creative dude for the culture, and it just felt right. And nothing Blake, because if had I been on Team Blake, yeah, I mean, it would have been, to me, just more so for the show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what Blake is going to do with me, because he got his own thing going on, because it was his last year this year.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Stop by MyDetroitHustle.com today.
How far did you actually make it as far as the whole process?
I made it to the top 15, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I made it basically to the end. Like right before I had those 2 live shows.
Uh-huh.
And then Chance brought me back to perform with him live on one of the finale shows. So yeah.
Okay. So when you went into this whole process, now I asked you a little bit earlier, what was your plan? What I'm asking is, like a lot of people, like the young lady right now, what's her name? Lotto.
Mm-hmm.
I saw her on the show as a little girl, and I always would explain to the younger people around me that are into music, if you go into these shows with a plan, it don't matter whether you win or not.
Come on, man. That's the
So
part. Yeah.
is that what you had in mind?
That's exactly what I had in mind.
Right, right,
As soon as they were like, man, I'm not even kidding. The producer I work with, as soon as they were like, you're coming to LA and I got my ticket, I called my producer over here and I was like, okay, like, this is the plan, man. I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna sing it out. I'm gonna be myself and I'm gonna go as far as I gotta go. Let's line some stuff up. Let's start shooting videos. So the first time they flew me out and I came back. I was shooting content, getting ready for the next thing. I'm shooting other videos I need to finish. I started finishing up like my album and everything. So, bro, I was on it throughout the whole process. Just really thinking, ahead and being super ahead, super optimistic about everything I'm doing and intentional about my moves, not just really being into the show so much until when you get off that high of the show, it's like you kind of fiending to be back on TV because you don't have nothing else that you plan to do. You kind of just do what you were doing. And I'm like, nah, this has to be a step up from what I did. And it has to go into the next thing.
Right.
So yeah, y'all get a plan. Get a plan. I don't care if it's America's Got Talent, American Idol. Make sure you got that.
I've taken my niece to go audition for all of that. We stood out on the line. But yeah, that's what our whole platform is about. We're about promoting artists that have a good product, but that also understand the importance of having that hustle. Yeah. So I want to make sure that people hear, you audition for these shows and all of that. That's fine and dandy, and you hope to win. But if you go on there with a plan, you can make it work. Look at Lotto. Look at the young lady Flage. Playing basketball and rapping.
Come on,
all of them. I saw all of them as little kids on the show.
Wow.
Right.
I mean, you even saw Harry Styles was on the show.
Yeah.
10-year-old. Come on, man. Look at him now. I mean, there was a plan. Somewhere there was a plan, man, and it's we can keep going on and on, man. Even Libyanka.
Yeah.
She was on the show only about 2 or 3 seasons ago.
Mm-hmm.
She just got a BET award, and it's like, but because you had a plan, and so these people, I'm like, okay, I got a plan, I got a gift. I don't just sit on my gift without the hustle. I got the hustle too. I've hustled my whole life just to get to Atlanta, and so it don't stop, So I'm expecting my results to be, at a high level too, and I keep going.
Okay. So what was it like being on set and dealing with the other competitors? Was it smooth sailing or?
Honestly, man, we all became like a little close-knit family to the point to where we was just ordering pizza, we going out and eating, like everybody just hanging, down in the little courtyard area. Honestly, man, it became more of like a vacation than a competition because like everybody got to know everybody, and it kind of for them, it took the edge off of competing, and they kind of, enjoyed the process more and kind of had more time to really think about what they need to do moving forward. And I'm like, hey, I produce and I songwrite. So for everybody that's serious, let's link up right now.
Right.
Link up right now before these battle rounds, and we can get a group chat or whatever. And so when this thing closes down, or even if you not serious and you want to be serious about music, even when it's time, hit my line, man. I got over 200, 300 songs. I'm pretty sure I got something for everybody's taste. So I was we became very, very close, and I talk to most of them every day at this point. Mm-hmm.
Are you collaborating with any of them yet, or just
working on it, man? I'm working on 2 of them to send songs back right now, actually.
Okay.
I am working on it right now. And then one of my boys, D Smooth, he was a top 3 contestant. I'm supposed to be going down to Alabama with him, do some shows, put some stuff together. I think he's going to do the show with me in South Carolina too. So, yeah, man, we putting it together. We working.
Okay, so what kind of opportunities would you say have been opened up for you since doing the show?
Since doing the show, I have more opportunities to inspire young people because that's like a big thing for me. Because I just want them to know that, like, dude, you don't have to take shortcuts in life to get anywhere or to achieve a dream, even if that's just to be on The Voice and that's it. Like, just don't take no shortcuts. Just kind of be yourself. So I've had time and I had the opportunity to kind of speak to the youth. Of course, I got a lot of shows lined up on the back end of weddings, guest appearances. People wanted me to come and just take pictures and sign autographs.
Mm-hmm.
I even had an offer to be on one of the cruise ships in 2024, one of the newer cruise ships, and like again, in my hometown, I'm doing like this big show in October. So that's a whole nother thing. But man, just multiple opportunities to share my gift, whether I'm coming to speak or sing or even have like a little clinic or play. Just, yeah, it's opened up a lot.
Okay.
It's opened up a lot.
So going forward, as far as recording, what are your plans as far as recording for yourself?
Man, you wouldn't believe it, man. But tomorrow I dropped my single.
Okay.
I dropped Far From Paradise because I had my album basically recorded before I even went to the process of The Voice. Because I was already like, in that steady mode of working. I've been dropping songs every Friday on YouTube, just like really just in the motion. But finally got to my single and it drops tomorrow. It's called Far From Paradise. So I can't wait, man. It's been since The Voice, I've been kind of building that thing, getting it right.
Mm-hmm.
I've got it to where it needs to be, and shoot, it'll be uploaded tomorrow, and it'll be live. Got that going, and then got my project going after that, and we're putting together a meet and greet and listening party down here in Atlanta soon. Still working on that as well.
Okay.
Up brewing, man. Every day I'm working on something.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
So you're doing that indie, or you with a label, or you doing it yourself? What's the?
I got like a little small team, and we kind of just together. Like I said, my boy Jay Reed, the producer, he's currently signed to Nicki Minaj, but I'm kind of like in partnership with him and Chevy Music, and so we're kind of just doing it together, man. How we been doing, and but this time we just got it. It's a little more amped up. We got more fan base. We got a lot more to work with, and so yeah, putting it together.
Okay. Well, do you have anything else you want the public to know before we get out of here?
Hey man, listen, just follow the journey. That's all I can really say. And tap into the music. Go listen to it. It's on all platforms. And keep your hopes and dreams alive. I know we're in a little tough time, little shift or whatever, but just hang on in there, man. That's it. Keep your dreams alive.
Okay, well, it was great speaking with you. Before we get out of here, let the people know where they can reach you on social media.
You guys can reach me on Instagram at Jamar Langley Music, Facebook at Jamar Langley Music, TikTok at Jamar Langley Music, and on Twitter at Jamar_Langley. Connect with me, DM me. I share and repost everything everybody sent. I'm not that type of guy. And you write I respond to every comment. I'm just a very approachable person, and so I believe in connecting. So connect with me. For sure.
That's what's up. I appreciate you stopping by.
I appreciate it.
Definitely gonna check out the single.
Yes, sir.
And peace to everybody out here. We out of here.
Yes, sir. Thank you, OG.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir.
To check out the interviews with dope artists Big Bruh, Jay Roberts, and Sidney Poitier. All you gotta do is go to YouTube and search My Detroit Hustle TV 6438. While you're there, make sure to subscribe to the channel, share a video, and leave a comment or two. My Detroit Hustle TV.